Sorry.
What brings you to my life? What part of the world are you from?
I'm mm, I am in Birmingham,
Birmingham, that's
UK.
UK. I just left the UK 2 days ago, literally.
Yeah, okay. Where are
So,
you now? Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Nice.
So, what brought you to my life?
You know, I like the way you talk. Like you have a lot of knowledge and like you are not narrow-minded. Like you just know things, you know?
Uh, so, do you have Nigerian friends? Do you have a Nigerian husband? Do you have a Nigerian boyfriend? How did you come across me on social media?
Um, I don't even know, you know? Like how it start like basically specifically you, I don't know how it happened, but like when it comes to, you know, everything black, I think people already could see some black ancestors in me
So,
when I was a kid, you
where are you
know.
from? Because you British accent. So, what country are you originally from?
I'm from Poland.
Oh, my mom is Romanian, which is
Yeah,
from Poland.
yeah. But I have like mixed ancestors. So basically, my great grandmother was German and great grandfather was Russian from my father's side.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and then um, my mother, I'm not too sure who she is, but she looks to me like a Jew and her family. But she's saying she's not a Jew. But like weird things happen in my childhood that are really confusing. Like, for example, my tooth was removed. The reason why was because my teeth were too big. And it's like, it just doesn't make sense, you know? And she used to always tell me, like, she could afford to pay for the removable brace, but she couldn't pay for the permanent brace. And if she paid for the permanent brace, then the tooth could be saved. But what kind of reason? Two big teeth. That's exactly how, you know, black people were treated. They were pulling their teeth and then putting those black people's teeth in their mouth because black people have big teeth and big teeth are beautiful, you know. So I feel like they maybe knew that I am different.
Hmm.
And
Have you ever dated a black guy?
yeah,
How did that go?
yeah, it was amazing. I feel like the higher power rewarded me because I did the right thing. You know what I mean? In life, I think you need to do the right thing, you know, and now it's my next chapter to do the right thing and be with the right man, you know. Everything about me is seven, and even the sacrifice of my tooth, because it's a 7 millimeter molar. So it's just mad thing, you know. Um, but yeah, like I was married before to like a son of one of the richest Poles. And then when I started studying with black people, I realized who they are. I was like, oh my God, those people are absolutely like different kind, you know? They are different, you know what I mean? Like
But
women, men.
you sorry to try to bring you home. What makes you think that black people are different? Because I can see the way your eyes light up.
Yeah.
The sex is the
It's
um
everything. You know, it's from A to Z. You know, you cannot say like it's a completely different different race. That's why all the people in the world, whether it's a white man, an Arab man, a Chinese man, everybody is after a black man. You know, that's why it's so hard. Even in America, it's hard for a black man where it's supposed to be like America for everybody. It's not. Of course, it's not. You know, like every single place, America, England, that's the white man's place. Africa is a black man's place. And black people need Africa and they deserve Africa. That promised land was given by God to them, you know, so they have all the gold, all the food. And I know it's, you know, when you think about it, it's kind of harsh that, you know, our creator placed some people in this prison island, which is England, where we don't have the sun, we don't have the food, we don't have anything. So it might make you think like why those ones are the chosen ones, the ones that they can dance, and everybody wants to dance, you know what I mean? But it's only the black race that can dance, you know what I mean? Everybody want to have melanin, but it's only the black race that actually have the melanin. Everybody want to be strong, but it's the black race that has the highest muscle content. Everybody want to have strong bones, but it's only the black race who has the highest bone density. The black race is a different race, and it's not racist to know the difference. Do you understand? And the whole world must understand the difference and just leave the black man alone, you know, like, because it's crazy, you know. And I know that it hurts. I know, listen, I understand that it hurts. Even today, you know, one person was messaging me horribly, you know, and it's a man with a small dick with
Hey,
nothing.
sorry. Just caution your words, because
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
would
so
come.
yeah, so you know, like everybody can
So it was
watch
a man with a small little.
a small little thing, you know what I mean? And then he would hate on women like me, you know, because women
Who's
like
this
me would
man?
go, hmm?
Small. Who's this man with this small little?
So this man actually was my landlord, and I was,
How do you, your landlord has a small?
it's crazy. It's crazy. He literally approached me from the unknown account, but I know it's him. Uh, and I was left alone with this man in the house where I welcomed my family with open arms, open hands. My mother, my father, my brothers. I was left in this house when I finished studying acting. I had to pay for my debts immediately. And of course, I can never go bankrupt because I need, you know, at that time I had decided I need to go to America. I need to be a famous actress. So I would he lied that he's about to sell the house. Those people, they went to the council block and they left me with a complete stranger who I did not know at all because all the transactions were just online and obviously I don't know the man.
Mm.
But yeah, it's very sad. And today he started writing to me from the unknown account, and I know that it's him. It's, you know, I have so many stories to tell. I just need to make a movie about my life and include everything in this movie. Everything, you know. Um,
So yeah, you were telling me, how did you know he had a small,
Dick.
yeah, small thing? Don't say the word.
Oh, yes. I forgot. But, you know, Dick Whittington, it's like the story,
Yes,
like,
just
you know.
small,
Uh,
just
but
family.
yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it's
Did he
he
show
sent
it
me a
to you?
picture. He sent me a picture from the unknown account, and I because the way he was talking to me, you know, he was telling me like, oh, I can send you the money for you can be in this nice pajama or something, and then you know started talking to me like in a way that I know that that's this man, you know, and
Hmm.
it's just sad that I was left with this guy, and now I don't know what was happening to me when I was in this house with him. Because, as I told you, I was left in this house, and he was feeding me literally because I didn't have the money. So I was eating shit from him and everything. But you know, let's just, you know,
Yes.
it's all good. I'm sure that it's all good. You know. Um, and I know that it's him because he's full of hate and would send me like from blacked you know pictures, and it's just this hate, and that a black man, like, they can see, the whole world can watch blacks, you know what I mean? The whole world understands what's going on, and they despise, you know, they cannot understand. And something like jungle fever is real too. Like, there is something between, you know, something going on between, like, a white woman and a black man, I think, in some cases.
Mm.
um you know, like, God just played like a little bit of game with us, I think, in some aspects. But of course, you know, the black woman is the ultimate goddess, and she's got everything, you know what I mean? And you cannot compare, you know. So but some of us are like created in this way, that I don't know, like Kanye West said, right? Like, he's into this thing, and the way I am into that thing, and you know, and just we are designed like that, you know. And yeah, like, it's everything, you know. mm, of
I
course there are
asked,
people.
you
Hmm?
were in a relationship with one of the richest men in Poland. What
Yeah,
went
his
wrong?
son.
What happened?
So when I started studying with black people, like, and before that, even, you know, when I was already studying with people from Saudi Arabia, because when I came here, I was studying with people from Saudi, English intensive course. One guy was from India, Pandrik Goswami. That's like the one of the gurus of Hare Krishna, and one guy was from Libya. He was like a pharmacist. All of the rest was from they were from Saudi. And you know, like, I was only very young. I was only 18 when I got married, and on my 19th birthday, I was already like with a different guy. You know, with a guy from. Oh yeah. Oh shit. But you know. um Basically, what I'm saying is that a woman is a woman, and things, you know, the world has to change. Like, you know, when even when you have a toothbrush, you need to decide whether you need a medium or a hard one or a soft one. The shoes as well. You know the size, but you gotta try it on. So a penis is a very, very specific thing, you know. It's a very, like, it's a different beast. Do you understand? So me, I was on a mission to find a perfect one, and I couldn't. You know what I mean? I tried
When this was happening?
during my marriage. I was married for 7 years, but the marriage was also weird because for 5 years I never we were in different countries and different cities. So, you know, I was living like an independent life, and just like I was on a hunt, you know, trying to find the one that will satisfy me, and I couldn't. But then when I divorced my husband,
Mar-
that's when I
Marriage
found.
or somebody to
Hmm?
satisfy you while you were in the marriage, you were looking for someone to satisfy you.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was on a mission. It was, you know, it's literally on a mission, because I knew that it is inside me. I knew deep down that it is definitely inside me 100%. So I was willing to do everything to find it, and I really couldn't find it, you know. But then I set myself free, I suppose, and that's where I was rewarded. And I met immediately that guy, and it was just perfect. It was just amazing. Like, it's the feeling that you cannot describe. And I never found another man like that man, you know.
But what now?
Um,
Why did you? What now happened? How did you guys break up?
so he was just here temporarily just to study, because like his dad has the business, you know, like, and like, yeah. So that's not his home, this place, you know. Nigeria, that's his home, and he's got a good life there. So yeah, and
Aren't you in
like this.
touch?
Mhm.
Aren't you in touch with him?
I met him like on a house party. You know, I was working at Nando's while I was married to that rich guy. I was actually living a poor girl's life, um, because, like, you know, I was working at Nando's as a waitress. I was claiming European migrant worker, I had that status in order to claim the money for like my study fees, even though they were paid, I would refund it, and then I would help my whole family, my biological parents and my brothers, who I moved to this country. So that's where I found that silver lining. I thought that, when I will move here, I will be able to divorce him, and then we will be powerhouse when I will educate my brothers and stuff like that. But unfortunately, after I divorced that man, they just turned their backs on me and left me in that house that I told you even about, with that weirdo that is absolutely mad and crazy. And now he's even was messaging me just today from an unknown account with his little thing. Um, so yeah, and then yeah, like crazy things. But yeah, what can I say? Okay, now your turn to talk.
I'm gonna bring a few people, let them ask you some questions. Let's
Yeah.
have some people in the house. We're having fun tonight, and I love you. I'm gonna follow you back. What's your handle? Let me,
It's
Malgolia Flash.
Małgosia. We're like water. Yeah.
Malgosha. All right, we've got
Hi,
in the
Hi.
offering.
dear.
Over to you. What are your thoughts?
Good evening.
Good
Good evening.
evening.
I
Good evening.
can't really make a sentence of everything she's been saying, other than she likes
She likes black.
black men
Yeah.
with Gbolahan, and
Well, you
I'm
know
still
that
trying to.
black is strong, black is powerful.
Like it's strong. Yeah.
Yes,
Melanin. It's everything. It's like even the way, the way you have even your taste buds. You know what I mean? That's why
Have,
they hated you for it.
have,
Like, hmm?
have you eaten African food?
Yeah, I did. I was working for a bit in the African restaurants and clubs as a shisha girl, during the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh wow!
all I
So
can
I was,
gather is that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
Our cultures are
no,
so
yeah.
it comes from a different culture.
Yeah,
I was
I have
working for
some.
Smate a bit, for a bit kind of. So yeah, like I was around, and definitely my love started when I was studying chemical engineering with them. And I've realized how, that they can sleep 4 hours and then they go for their exam and smash it first class, I was studying with very intelligent people and they are very intelligent, you know. And I think, because of the fact that they are blessed in the way that they feel pleasure, they can dance and they can enjoy dancing, they can enjoy so much eating, cooking, just being and chilling, connecting with nature. that's
True.
why that's why maybe, and that's why they don't think about killing, you know what I mean? But like a white man, when he was just hungry and cold and depressed in a country like this country where there is no sun, they had to think how to kill, how to steal. When those ones were smoking and dancing, those ones had to think, but that's why there is this difference happening right now, that the still a white man is like kind of on the neck, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But yeah, but still Africa is has everything and they have nothing,
Hmm.
they have literally nothing. So it's just time to take the power back and to place everybody in their appropriate places. And sorry that they won't have cocoa, sorry that they won't have shit, but that's the game. That's how God fucking made it. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for the serious hyping. You're hyping us, and it just tells me that being around a lot of African people and you value them and you always want to be around them. So that's really good to know.
Yeah.
But
I
I
have a few.
men
Go
in
ahead.
Holland have big ones. So how come I heard Polish men are maybe not as big as Africans? And the African guy you were with, what country was he from?
Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
What
No
part?
wonder.
What part of Nigeria?
Mm, I don't even know, you know.
She can't remember.
Yeah.
Mm.
Once you
I
go
can't
black,
remember.
you can't go back.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But you know, it's not just about the size, it's about everything. Do you understand? Like, if, for example, when you have one man, like when you have a man, and he might suck your nipples, but you don't feel it. Like, you don't
Ooh.
feel it. You don't feel pleasure, or he will hug you, or he will hug you, and you don't feel it. You are like, oh, get off of
Wow.
me. You know what I mean? So it's not like it has to be, there is something very deep when it comes to connection,
I'm
you know, when it comes to
sorry.
physical, yeah, when it comes to physical, you know, it's not, we are
Touch.
not touch, yeah, you know, even the saliva, like the kiss, you know, like it matters, the taste, the
Yes.
smell of the man, the way he looks at you, even, you know, it's everything. So it's not like it's time to free women, you know, to set them free, because majority of women who have the first man that they have, 100% that's not the right match. Like 100%. That's
At
what
this
I think
point,
anyway, you know?
at this point, I just had to give it up for our Nigerian brothers. Really, I
Yeah.
do. Looks like you met a good one that tickled your fancy.
He was good in bed. That was the only good thing about him, you know. But
Trust me,
that
they
made
are.
me understand that it is in me, you know what I mean? And I was happy that I found it, you know. And now I think, like, you know, I don't know who is next for me. Like, Burna Boy kind of, I mean, not kind of, definitely cured me from my health issue that I had, you know. Um,
What health issue did you have?
I had precancerous cells on my cervix because of the HPV virus. So, like,
Mm.
yeah,
Where did you
during
get?
my,
Who did you get that
I get that from the man that I cannot disclose like that, you know, because
from? The
I
African
need to
man?
go after that man when I will be rich and famous, you know. But yeah, he is an African man.
Did you
Hmm?
have radiation?
They have what?
Radiation treatment? Did you go on chemotherapy? How did you choose?
Nothing, no, literally nothing. And I didn't even have good diet, you know, because I didn't have the money. But I met one homie who would give me weed for free. So I think because I was smoking this weed for like 2 years and also eating olives. So like whenever I have the money, like olives, like, you know, I could eat olives literally every day. So I think olives and weed cured me, you know. That's my theory because literally that's the only two things, you know. And definitely, I have very good genes, supreme genes, and I think that I have black in me, you know, because the German people, they were colonizers too, and of course, those three women who have Jewish look, literally my mother and her friend who is a teacher, and then that orthodontist, they removed my tooth and then shifted my face, my symmetry of my teeth like a black man. Literally, they saw me, they looked at my nose, they looked at my lips big, at my hair, and they saw a black man in me, I think, because and also the way I speak. You know, the way I speak, I was always like that. When I was a kid, I was this smart. When my mother was telling me like, oh yeah, the dead one will come to life from the graves, I was laughing, you know. And I was a little, a little girl, you know, because she's also like Jehovah, they are Jehovah's Witnesses, you know. So
Mm.
and then she would tell me stuff like I would always say everything like with Eve, for example. I was already talking like that, that oh, she wanted the best for her ex, you know, because like, you know, even though we have all those fruits and vegetables and herbs, there is every and each of those things is needed, and nothing can be replaced with anything. Like there's apple is an apple, a carrot is a carrot, and we need everything, you know. So literally Eve needed that food in order to feed her eggs, to then give birth to a healthy child, you know. Whereas with Jesus it's like death for legacy. It's like the selfish purpose to be later on the God, you know. Like it's like, imagine all those people. Imagine if somebody told you, come, I will kill you, you will suffer for 1 day, but then you will live forever somewhere in the perfect place and people will worship you. Everybody would take that deal. Everybody would go for it. But to be the Eve who is fighting for that food in order to have all that, that's a different kind of lioness. You feel me? That's different. And I spoke like that when I was a little shit, you know what I mean? 7-year old, 8-year old. And they then heard me, those three Jewish women, and they were like, oh, you are a threat. We will make you ugly. We will make your face asymmetrical. You won't feel pretty Marilyn Monroe, you know what I mean? You
Mm.
won't, because we will destroy your face. We'll take your teeth because your teeth are too big. That was the reason. Crazy.
How
Why
did they
can't
eat? Who removed your teeth for you? Was it a doctor?
it was this woman, my biological M word, you know, is saying that apparently it was that orthodontist who did that. But I have like a kind of like a memory, but you know, I was only a little kid, so like I don't know how it was really. But I've got the thing that it was in her school, and also it was very weird because I had to have a lot of adrenaline, you know, in my blood. Like she would give me this mission to run for my brother to the kindergarten, pick him up from the kindergarten, and then run to her school, feed my little brother in school, and feed myself too real quick, and then run back to that kindergarten, drop him, and then come back during the lunch break. So like it's like a mission, you know what I mean? And then I asked her, why did that happen? Was it because you wanted to save money for the dinners? And then she told me yes, but you know, like really, I don't know anything about anything. You know, I can only like guess and think why, what, but the teeth, they have stem cells, blood with adrenaline from smart kids. I was always very smart, you know, very good, top
What
of
did
the
you study?
class.